Hi everyone, this is Pam from Papillon Digital Design. Today I want to do a quick card using embossing. So this is the card. I love embossing and stamping, especially the doilies. I have fallen in love with the doilies. This is a quick card and an envelope which I made, and we have embossed over here, embossing over there, and we have embossed over here too. You make me smile every day. Now, I've already pre-cut a cardstock, a brown cardstock. It's 12 inches in width and folded down. And then the width is 4 3/4. The reason I did that was this bezel envelope fits 5 by 7, and because I like to layer, I just want a little space, so I didn't want the height to be exactly 5 inches. I wanted a little space. So, and the cardstock is obviously only 12 inches in width, so even though this can fit 7 inches, I decided to do the base cardstock as 4 3/4 by 5 inches, and then I've used Ken Company Ancestry paper. So I like this rose color border, so I've taken that. So that is just 1/4 inch less. So one for here and one for the inside. I just distressed it using the Tim Holtz. You just have to align the blade and then pull it towards you, and you can go. You can distress it a lot or a little bit less. I felt that would look good. So my stamp shape is this Martha Stewart doily. It's a 9-piece set. So I wanted to use one of those doilies, and I decided to cut using nestability. And my nestabilities are like this. In a CD, I just put a strip of magnet tape and then stick it in there. For this, I used it's a shapeability. It's a floral doily motif, but it's a shapeability, so it's not nestable. I just wanted initially 2 layers, but see, these are the 2-layer jump which I got, which I didn't like so much. So I had to use the other one too, a scallop edge. So I had to use the scallop to cut another paper. It's a pink sort of shimmery metallic. I think it's a DCW stack. So I had to use another one for that. Let's start embossing today. And before you emboss, so that the embossing ink sticks onto the surface, you just have to clean it. You can use 3 methods. One, you get the embossing pillow. This is nothing but just a pillow, a cloth filled with corn starch, I think. So you can clean that. If you don't have that, if you've got this, use a washed one, the one which you already put it in your dryer, because that will take away all that sticky stuff from that. So you can use that too. And if you don't have that, if you've got corn starch, you can always take the corn starch and apply and clear away the static. Another thing is, if you want to emboss, if you want the emboss not a clear white, but you want it in a color, there are 2 ways. One, if you've got a colored embossing powder, you just need to take the clear Versamark and then ink it up. Take your stamp, ink it up, and then stick it and put the powder. Or you can take a colored ink and use a clear embossing powder. So you can go whichever route. And I do have a Zing brown colored embossing powder. So that's what we're going to do today. And this is copper. So like that. And another thing I prefer to do when stamping a design is to, instead of putting the stamp like this, taking the stamp and putting it on the ink, I find that the stamp gets messy and the ink just seeps into it. It's always, I like to do the other way around. Take the stamp, hold it in my hand, and then sponge it. So that way I know where, I can just look at the stamp and know where it goes. And also I know that I can control the pressure and the ink doesn't seep all the way through. So let's stamp it. And then I'll take, use a spongy surface, a little bit spongy. So here I have the matte, so that's fine. I'll center it. And with a nice press, let's put the embossing and powder and walk the powder through the whole surface and see that it gets stuck. Give it a tap because we don't want any embossing powder to get stuck in outer corners. If it does, take a brush and just wipe. If it's in a place where you don't want it, just take a brush and give it a rub. So once I've got it, in case you see that in this stage, in case you see that you have missed any corners, don't do anything now. After it's done, you can patch up with the zig embossing pen or something, or you can stamp again in the spot and then you can go back. But once you've got it to the stage, let me just take this paper and put it out of the way, and I'll get the glue gun. You will find that it changes, it becomes more shiny. Don't keep it for too long. So it goes from, you can see it changing from the coarse thing to the shiny, like, so you can see the shine when you emboss, when you take it closer. So that means it is done. Don't keep it for too long. So we will do the same to another paper. I've got another stamp here. So let's do that. I'll stamp and I'll be back with you. Okay. One more thing is, don't do like I did. Don't do it on a plastic mat. So get a silicone mat or something, or keep a wood or something else, and then stamp this. I've used a stamp, You Make Me Smile Every Day. This is from Paper Tray ink. So I've used that. So we got that ready. Now let's assemble the card. I've got these two papers for here. I got some small pieces, small tiny strips like this. So I'm not even going to, I'm going to use that too. And I can always put that here, like a border here. So you can stick another piece of paper here so that you can write notes, or you can write a note or something. So you can use each and every piece you have. So I had little bits of paper like that. So I used, for the envelope, I used, it's always nice if you have punches, small flower punches which you can layer. So I've got one by Martha Stewart and another EK Success ones. Like to decorate the front and back of the envelope. So this I should thank Lorraine, and I'll put the link there, where she is the one who first started decorating the envelope. So I started doing that, and also bring the color. I also like to decorate the front. After I've used the nestability, I had pieces of paper like this, like here. You have this corner, so I've used even that corner. I just cut it, and I can put it in the envelope like this. And then these I just punched, layered a flower, put a bling on it, and that will go to the front like this. That's going to go to the front like this. So, and another thing is, because this is 7 inches and I have a strip of paper, this is the extra width left over, the width is 6 inches. I got this left over, and this is 7 inches. So if I needed to layer, I needed to trim off a little bit on both sides. Just finished punching this. This is about 1.5 inch. I used to, sometimes double punch it. So I learned it the hard way. Take it up all the way, pull it, and then align it so that only the last flower just goes in a little bit. So here I have to align on this mark. So I've just got that flower in. So just keep it like that and give it a punch. See, that way I don't double punch it. I'll just take this, and I want to match it up, so I just want to distress it. So I'll just give a thing. And since I wanted to round the corner, I'll first do that before. I'll round the corner before I start distressing it. Once I got that, I'll distress a little bit of that edge too. And let's just take the ATG gun, line it up, and I have not inked it, so let me ink it up. Not all the way through, just a little bit, because I want a little bit of that distressing to show up. So once I've inked it, and let me ink the rest too. I've already finished inking this one, and here on this piece, because I want to layer it, okay, now let's start assembling. So first let me cut that so that it fits like that. Let me cut the envelope. Here I'm going to put the tape on this side, and then so I've got, that's the back, and for front. Okay, let's tape this one. And if I'm going to post this, I don't want it to have too much layers, so I would just double stack this one, not triple stack the way I've done. Or even if I triple stack, then I would not put pop dot on the bottommost layer, so that I don't want bulk. So I would take it. And another thing is, if I'm posting this, I would use a glue, liquid glue, to stick on the front of the envelope. I would not use I'll not use ATG gun for that, so I would be using all liquid glue for that. So here too, I just take any glue, a liquid glue, and not use glue dots or other stuff to stick here, because it sometimes, the little bit of that glue dot or ATG gun sticking out, peeping out, that gets stuck to other posts and it just falls off. And if I'm using rhinestone, again I would use glossy accent or something, and even though this rhinestone has a sticky back, I would further strengthen the glue with glossy accents or any other glue, any other liquid glue. This is the envelope. And now for the card, I've just taken some ribbon. I'll just assemble the front first and then the back. I've just taken some ribbon to do a tab. So I just took the ribbon and cut it in 3 different sizes. Folded the 2 corners like this. Fold it. The folded edge is on to my right and the other ends are to my left. So from the corner I go towards inside of the folded edge, so at an angle, and that gives me the V shape. And since the edges are brown and I want the corners to be brown too, I just took ink. This is Dewdrops Rich Cocoa, and I inked the corners. So now let's put this together. I'll just take my sticky tape, run it, put that in, and first let me put this together. So popped out the dolly. I'm just putting I'll just center it. I'll just run a tape, and again you can use the fabric glue, that will be better. But for the card I find that this is fine too. Once I've got that, now I know where to place the dolly. So I want this triangle to go in the middle there, so I've got that. So I'll take some rhinestone. I always like bling, so just take and center it up on star. Are different sizes, so I'll just take a big one there and one big one for the center. So that's for the outside of the card, and for the inside I've just taken 2 strips and put it already. And for this I'm going to take in the center and keeping careful about it, so run it. See, it's going to get stuck there. Okay, let's put it out. So we'll make sure the ribbon lies flat like that, and then fold it in. On both sides, so it's flat. Then carefully run the tape on the ribbon. I have the inside, and now I've rounded the corners and inked it. So let's put the dimensions. goes another layer, and then in the center, and let's put 2 medium size on each corner. I don't want all the 4 corners, I just want 2 corners. That's the card and that's the envelope. So have fun embossing. Before you go, visit Papillon Digital Designs. I am giving away this Nestability and this Doily Martha Stewart Doily stamp to one lucky winner. So please visit the blog, be a follower and leave a comment, and you can have a chance at winning this set. Thank you for watching.